Hi, this is Hi Bob Poor Bob, and we're about to play some Ultimate General Civil War.
Hello, and welcome back. Today we are going to do the camp video for Stones River. So this is what I'm going to end up with, and we'll just kind of go over that before we move on to exactly what I did. So we've got a bunch of units that are just like this. They are the lowest tier of the 2 stars that I have. So we have the 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 on this page, along with these 3 down here. So that's 16 units of this quality. And then we have the highest quality ones is HF, Harbor's Ferries, 1 through 10. So we have 10 of those, and then we have 11 through 22, so 11 more, 12 more. 12 more Harper's Ferries that are at this rate, and they're all the exact same. And then that is all of our infantry units that we're bringing in. We have 2 more infantry units that we didn't even have room for, and all of these units. So I'm not bringing my 6-pounders, not bringing the 12-pounders, not bringing the Napoleons. I've got 1 10-pound Parrot still left behind, and 2 ordnances, 4 melee cav, 4 rifle cav, 2 snipers, and those 2 infantry units left behind. So on the 4th Corps, which will be going up towards the north, we have a bunch of 10-pound Parrots. Those guys will be working on any artillery they have left over. We'll move them up to the river's edge like we did in the previous playthrough. I'm going to have these 2 melee cav. I think that it could be helpful to have a pair of melee cav here just to disrupt some things and to do a few little bits and pieces. I don't know if they'll be any good, but if I don't like them, then I will just take them out and replace them with those 2 infantry units. The rest of the infantry, of course, will be up there and we'll be working on getting around the flank up to the north. Then we have a bunch of 3 24-pound Parrots, 3 10-pounder Parrots, 24-pound howitzers, 3 24-pound howitzers, 4 10-pound Parrots, and then in our last corps we have the 2 snipers, an ordnance rifle that I'm going to try to move to get shot, basically. I'm going to try to move it so it gets shot so that 2 20-pounders don't get shot, and then 2 24-pound howitzers will do whatever work they can, and then infantry to just make up the remainder. I think that infantry will do just as good at supporting itself as I did with the rifle cav. I used a pair of rifle cav last time, but I think that 2 units of infantry could easily take their place. They won't run as fast or whatever, but I think they'll still do okay. And we can just split off their skirmishers or whatever and do whatever we need with them. I think that they'll be able to hold up better against the cav anyway, and then they'll also be, big units of infantry to help out against other units of infantry and other things. So I think it'll work out in my favor to have that size advantage over using the smaller rifle cav. And also, as you can tell, I'm really running out of space for units at this point. Like, this is what, 20 units that I have left over after I make my 60, and all of my infantry are max size, and I still have 5,000 men left of infantry and 9,320 soldiers total. So almost 10,000 men are going to be left out of this battle, and there's almost no way I can put them in unless I just broke down everything and made all infantry units. Not literally, but it's getting really close to where I can't put in all my men. Because, yeah, like, these cav would make up 1 unit, almost. These cav and these would make up a unit. That would be almost a unit. Yeah, 5 or 6 units here. Well, 4 units worth of infantry here. And then trying to actually fit them in would be difficult. Okay, so we're going to switch over to window capture mode here in a second. And we're just going to look over this just to kind of show you guys ahead of time. I think this might be something kind of cool to do ahead of time, is to show you guys what this looks like. So we're looking at Stones River. It's an offensive grand battle. It looks like they must run down to 0 or else day 2 will be triggered, so we have to be careful about that if we want to go ahead and get done on day 1. I think I might try for a day 2 victory, but we'll see how it goes. Day 1, the first part, we get those 20 units in. Our first corps, that's the smaller group. You can kind of see some of my men there. It's this one. The second corps will be going there. And then once we're done with that, so we want to make sure and not capture any of the flags, because then it trips onto the next one early, and we don't really want that as soon as the contested timer is up for any of them. Then the enemy falls back. We're going to try to keep them from falling back during this phase. We're going to try to move between them and their fallback zone to keep them pinned, if possible. You don't get as many brigades in this one. I don't know. He might have fixed that. We'll see. So it'd be 11 brigades plus general. So yeah, so you get 11 brigades and two generals. Okay. And then we move down to this one, and we have to get 14 or 15 brigades plus supply wagons. Yeah. Okay. Well, you guys can pause it and read it if you need to. We're going to try to either end it there, or we're going to go into day 2 and just to be able to run around some. That's the only reason to go into day 2 is another 3 hours of running. I'm not sure at this point that I even need the 3 hours of running, because I will have 3 hours here, 3 hours there, and 2 hours here. So it's already a really long battle, and most of my units are sitting at, well, like this guy right here is sitting at 93. And this is my low guys is at 93. So we probably don't really need it that badly, to be honest. Okay, so then the next thing to go look at is over here. So this is the comparison this time of the men, the money, and everything that we have. I did end up buying more things and different things, but this is what it would be like if this was what I stayed with. Because yeah, I'm down to like 70,000 money now, because I bought a bunch of the infields. I bought a bunch of the I think I bought more infields in here. I think I went up to 27,500, and I think most of this is pretty similar. I'm not sure if I bought all the artillery before, so I bought a lot of artillery now. So it comes down to stats. So we went up by 13 over last time, because with these I included the 5 points of firearms and melee that you get from the general, and I removed the 5 points here, so that my melee has actually gone down, which is funny, but that's how it goes. And then we look at our officer corps, and it's really actually almost worse, except the fact that we have 4 lieutenant generals and we have more major generals, but we have less brigadier generals. but that's by 8 and 1. So yeah, we're ahead in the new playthrough, but not by a substantial amount, mostly because of this right here. That difference right there was huge. Buying 7 more there and having none to buy here was really weird. I think it's just them trying to catch me back up or something. I think it kind of looks at what you have and then tries to give you some to help you out if you need it. Or I just got really lucky. I don't know. But we are sitting at almost 20,000 more men than before. It's getting close. It's like, and I did go ahead and buy the like 3,000 men that you get there. Oh, I haven't bought it here. Ooh, that's different. That's another 3,600 men that I can't even put into battle. Well, now I might have to change up my build now. Not by a whole lot, probably just let me go over here, go back to the game. I'd probably want to break down all the units that are a little bit higher and add in those men by doing this, just to kind of dilute them out a little bit more, including the ones down here. You know, like break down all my lower tier units and get them to be even. It won't really change much, except that I'll have a few more men in this final core. So what we're going to do now is we are going to load the After Eve. So this is what we started out with. So we had all these units. I basically just took them up to 12 or 13, depending on how much stuff we had and things like that. So that's all my artillery done, along with the 2 20-pound parrots. Then I just broke down all of these guys, mixed them in with the recruits that we just got, along with breaking down these guys as well, because these guys are all the same tier of unit. Then I went ahead and topped up all of my melee cav, just to have it topped up. No particular reason. I didn't actually need it topped up for any reason, but it ended up working out. You saw where I only had like 22 men left at the end because I used up a lot of my extra men on that kind of thing. So then I took the 10 best units that I had and I left them, I put them in 4th Corps, and then I just took the next best men. I put 2 of them in 4th Corps, and then the rest I put in 3rd Corps, and then I put, with that big chunk of men that I had, I went ahead and put like 3 units of infantry there, and then built out this corps with all the, just that base tier infantry, and then I just decided on what units of artillery was going to go where, and I kind of talked about that. The 20-pound parrots will do good work in the first phases of the battle, and then 2 24-pound howitzers here just to kind of help with different things. And then the 3rd Corps and 4th Corps will have a lot of the long-range artillery that then will allow me to go ahead and beat down some of their artillery that they get in the final phases. They tend to leave them out in the open where they're easier to hit. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Stay safe. Keep your artillery behind your infantry, because you don't want them getting shot.